Hi everyone. So it is currently 1:45 in the morning, and because of what I've been subjected to, again, like it's a long list of things, I can't sleep. Literally for 12 hours, this has affected me because I've known for nearly 12 hours now, and I feel really ill. I've got a migraine, I feel panic, my heart's not stopped racing in the 12 hours, which obviously isn't good when your heart's just going dun 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 in your chest. I feel physically sick, I feel panicked, scared, low, like I just feel horrific, because yet again I've been heavily targeted. But not only that, the police have literally bullied me, because basically I've reported this before because it's an ongoing issue, trying to stop me from parking and coming home and feeling safe. I mean, I don't feel safe even on camera, but if I'm on camera, at least if anything happens, it's on camera. Although I'm pretty sure they could murder me outside my house and the police wouldn't do anything about it, but I still need to be on camera. And the police have been made aware of this situation prior to this, not only by me, and they've always said to me, we've got no jurisdiction over parking, and like I've gone into how it's harassment and stuff, and it's been agreed that it can be and it is harassment, but they're saying they can't do anything about parking. So for them to turn up, knowing coming here causes me severe distress, I have severe anxiety surrounding the police, which they're fully aware of, because my doctors told them, and I've told them countless times. I had to put a complaint into the IOPC because they kept turning up for no reason, fully aware of the fact that they were affecting me, and it was sorted that they're not allowed to attend because of the stress it puts on me, and how it was making me feel suicidal, because the police have continuously affected my mood and basically allowed this to happen to me, even with evidence. Now, as a vulnerable adult, I've become a target of the police, which apparently is a common thing because they see us as easy targets. But I'm going to stand up about this and talk about it as often as I need to make people aware of what they're allowing to happen to me. So them attending, knowing that A, they're not meant to come here because of the effect it has on me, and B, like basically listening to someone who's caused it and turning up, when really they should have said, like they've said to me, we can't deal with parking, blah blah blah, whatever they want to say. Now I can prove they've said it to me, and they've said it to other people as well. So I think it's about time that I do go to the local media, and this is the first thing I'm going to prove what I'm being subjected to, and how the police have then singled me out for actually doing nothing wrong other than trying to stay safe because I'm in fear of my life, and also to attend knowing the effect it'll have on me, and you know, making someone think that they've won when they've not won, because there's nothing to win at the end of the day, because they're actually destroying me to the point where all I can think about is I can't live anymore if this is going to continue and the police are going to let it happen, which they have done since the 1st of March 2021, and it's just getting more and more out of order. They're doing worse things by the day. Like, I'm still affected by what I was subjected to at weekend for countless hours, and I was not the only one affected by that, and not just people living at this house, other people on the street were affected by what went on. Now, if you go through any of the streets, none of this goes on. Even during the summer holidays, during half time, it's pretty quiet. You know, there's people out there who are respectable about their neighbours and don't encourage bad behaviour from children, or don't behave badly themselves. I know some people do, but in general, people don't encourage bad behaviour and just keep themselves to themselves, or keep the noise down, or don't target people, or don't do things. But on here, it's like living in hell, and there's a set amount of houses causing it, and a lot of people are affected. Some people won't come forward because they're afraid that they'll get targeted and singled out, and some people have told the police and reported things that they've witnessed or things that have happened to them. and certain people are getting protected by the police, and it's wrong. What they did to me today was wrong. It's caused me so much distress. It actually made me suicidal, which I told that police officer, and I will be showing exactly how I was treated. Now, I did agree to move, and you would have seen the video that I did agree to move, but someone else didn't. So, you know, that within itself speaks volumes about the situation, because I was going to move and the police asked them to move and they didn't, which proves it's all to cause me this. Because if it wasn't to cause me any upset, most people would be like, oh right, I didn't realise, or even if they did, they'd be like, oh sorry, I'll move. But no. And I'm sick of being made to feel this way. I'm sick of feeling like I can't leave my house in my car because I'm going to be stopped from parking and being on camera where I should be able to park, where I've parked for over 8 years, and I can prove I've parked there. Like, you know, I'm not in anyone's way. I'm outside my house where I live, where I'm not going to move. My dad's not going to move, and they're affecting him. Do you think he wants to come home? No, he doesn't want to come home. He never wants to come home. And he's like, I've had enough. I'm going to keep reporting things. I'm going to go above the police. I'm going to go to this person, because he's had enough. He's an elderly man. He was so distressed at weekend because of what he had to endure, as well as me. He reported it to the police. He's reported other things to the police. And he's like, enough's enough. He said the police are seemingly encouraging and allowing this to happen, yet they report something that isn't actually a crime, and the police turn up and cause distress. And, you know, he wasn't surprised at the way the police treated me today, because the police have been quite appalling with the way that they've treated me. And everything I'm saying I believe and know to be true, and I can back up with evidence. So I think this is just the final straw, because since that I've had abuse of children, which from what was said I believe has been encouraged, and I have evidence of it. I've had my name shouted outside. I've had intimidation to the point where I'm actually petrified, fearing for my life because of other people's actions. Now, I've had 3.5 years almost of this, and I shouldn't have even had a week of it. You know, it should have been dealt with immediately and shut down, but the police have basically stood back and allowed this to happen to me. I've had PC Cameron Sutcliffe making me suicidal, yet apparently he's still involved, so that's another complaint I'm going to put in. Now, don't complain to the unprofessional standards, because they side with the police, they refuse to get evidence and they refuse to deal with it. The people to go to is the IOPC. Now, I know firstly they send it to the unprofessional standards, as we call them, but I'm now going to push, when it gets to the 6 weeks, for the IOPC to investigate. I'm also going to contact the Crime Commissioner with absolutely everything, every time something happens and the police ignore it. And I'm also going to go to other places, but tomorrow, or aka today, because you know I'm not going to sleep again, I'm going to go to the papers about this incident and how it was dealt with, all the other incidents, how my car has been damaged previously by a child, by adults, with evidence. It was damaged about a week and a half ago by a child involved, and who looked at the camera and rushed off. That was sent to the police with evidence of the damage, and yet again the police have gone back on the word, because they basically said if the children ever damaged my car, the parents would be held as responsible. Again, I've got proof of that, but the police are allowing this to continue. I've got proof of adults damaging my car. Again, the police have done nothing. I've got proof of damage to other things. Again, the police have allowed it. So by allowing it, it actually encourages it. So they're encouraging bad behaviour towards me that's getting worse and worse and worse, to the point where, like I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to live any longer, because I can't live like this. The police have had opportunity after opportunity to deal with it. They've crimed 6 things between Friday and Tuesday, and they've still not rung me to take a statement, to take the appropriate steps. Now, I think we all know the appropriate steps for some of these crimes, but they're not treating me fairly, and they're not dealing with it fairly, which is encouraging more behaviour. Now, whatever these neighbours have got over the police are the police, and they're meant to deal with it. Never mind protecting different families on this street. And I'm not the only target on this street. I've been targeted by some other people who got involved, never spoke to me, never seen me. The police even told me that. Who also target their next door neighbours, who I've had to report them doing stuff because I've witnessed things, and they're so frustrated with the police because they're having to put up with so much crap themselves that they're just like, they're getting treated differently, and they think it's because of the jobs that they have. Now, they've got public facing jobs, so maybe where they work have the right to know, and I know their neighbours want people to know what they're doing to them. Now, they, who was targeting their next door neighbours, were heavily involved in harassing me, got back involved, and their children are targeting me. Now, when you're over 10, you're old enough to be arrested. Now, the police need to start making arrests, because at the end of the day, I'm being traumatised. I feel absolutely petrified to leave my house. I'm petrified to be in my house. I'm scared of what's going to happen next. The police have got evidence of all of these things, yet they're allowing someone they class as a vulnerable adult who lives with an elderly vulnerable adult to be harmed on the daily. So I am going to contact the Telegraph. I'm going to tell them exactly what's happened. I'm going to give them the evidence of everything from when it happened until now, where I'm having to sit here because I can't sleep yet again. I mean, the last 3.5 years, I've probably only had about what you would have in about 3 months sleep-wise, because I'm prevented from sleep. Then I'll guarantee tomorrow there'll be lots of banging outside, which is typical. Again, evidence of. There's no consideration for anyone on the street, and I know some of the banging's deliberate. I mean, going outside at 7 in the morning and making loads of noise, you know, there's no need for it. There's people who sneak around because they don't want to wake people, and they're trying to be quiet, and then there's those going slam, 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 talk, talk, loud, 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 shout, shout, shout. Like, you know, no one likes people like that at all. So, enough's enough. This is the final straw as far as I'm concerned. The way the police reacted, and even they said, like, when I rang 101, they were very surprised that the police actually attended over parking, and you know, they took a lot of information from me because I explained the situation, I explained why I did what I did, and I said, look, at the end of the day, me parking there wasn't malicious, and I can actually say that hand on my heart. Me parking there was for my own safety because I'm on camera. I said, if I wasn't stopped from being on camera, I wouldn't have had to move my car and park elsewhere. And I said, at the end of the day, I said, yeah, I'll move, and it wasn't me that stopped the move from happening. So, you know, there's evidence of that. There's evidence of everything. There's evidence of intimidation. There's evidence of how I've been made to feel today. And the police are fully complicit because what they did was out of order. Now, I ring the police or contact them with very serious crimes happening. Don't contact me. They crime it, but they don't contact me. Now, would anyone like to explain that? How they're allowing serious crimes to happen, yet they turn up for something they have no jurisdiction over, make me suicidal, affect me. I was literally shaking so hard, I had to put the phone on the actual, like I sat on the stairs and put it on the stairs because I couldn't hold on to it, because that's how they made me feel. And she's like, oh, I'm just a person. I went, yeah, but I have severe anxiety surrounding the police. So she actually belittled my feelings. And I've got the recording, and I've told the IOPC, and I know it'll go to unprofessional standards first, but at the end of the day, if they don't deal with it, it's going to go further anyway, because it's wrong what I'm being subjected to. It's wrong the way the police allowed it to happen, and it's wrong that they continue to allow me to be targeted non-stop. You know, even if I'd done anything, which I've never done, no one deserves to be made suicidal. I've tried to take my life numerous times because of these people, and it's wrong. It's wrong that the police know the effect on me. They've seen countless amounts of evidence, yet they decide, oh, I'll go around and I'll make her feel worse. We know she's low. We know her health's being affected by other people's actions. We know her anxiety's bad because of other people's actions. But we'll nip round and make her feel a million times worse. And it did. And I document absolutely everything because I've been told to. And I shouldn't be having to sit here. I should be able to go to sleep. I've not ate all day. All I've had was, I had a protein thing for my breakfast. I had barely anything to drink. And then when I came home, or when I was coming home, I was like, I'm going to have to drink a lot, I'm going to have to have something to eat. And then obviously I discovered what was happening, and I didn't have a drink. I mean, I can't even say I've had a drink, like, even before I went out today, because I'd literally had about 5 mouthfuls of Lucozade Sport, and then maybe another 10, and about 5 mouthfuls of water. So I've had 20 mouthfuls of drink until about 8 o'clock tonight, and I was like, I'm going to have to drink, like I don't feel like I can eat. And I made myself drink 2 small bottles of water over the course of about 4 hours, because I knew I had to drink, because obviously if I don't drink I'm probably going to collapse at some point. And do you know what, whilst the harassment was going on, there were several times I actually collapsed and I should have rang an ambulance, but I was too terrified to leave the house, so I didn't. And that's the effect it's having on me. And then I haven't really eaten except for I had to take medication. So what did I actually have? I think I had a protein yogurt, and it wasn't thick enough to swallow tablets with. So I had a little serene thing, but I didn't even eat all of that. But I just had to take tablets. But I don't really feel hungry, but I did try to drink. And I'm hot but I'm cold, and I know it's because I've probably not had enough to drink. My body's probably not wondering what's going on, but I just can't cope with what I'm being put through every single day of my life. And everyone is perplexed by the police. Like, even my solicitor said that he's had clients that have been prosecuted for far less than what I'm going through every day. So I tell him what's going on, and he's like, do you know when they're like, they can't believe the police are not acting on it because they know from when they've got clients and they're getting arrested for like minor things compared to what I'm going through. It's very surprising. I've spoken to the Maggie Oliver Foundation, I've spoken to 3 members of that organisation, and everyone that I've spoken to in general who deal with this sort of thing are very shocked at the police and how they're allowing me to be targeted and harmed, even with the evidence, and how they react to me. Like, no one can understand it. So this is why this is going to be the end, because I can't live like this anymore. I have to do something about what the police are doing to me and allowing to happen to me. So I am going to have to go public tomorrow. I'm going to contact the paper, I'm going to tell them what's going on. And obviously they will speak to the police and they can give their own version. And I'll say to the papers, at the end of the day, I know they're going to give out their version, which isn't going to be exactly accurate. And I can back up what I'm saying and proving what they're saying isn't going to be right. Because I know how the police are, and I know their version of the truth doesn't match up with reality. And what I'm saying I believe to be true. I've had to deal with them for a long time. If you all wonder why I screen record reports that I make online, or why I record phone calls, it's because they've told mistruths about me. They've said that I've said things I haven't, and they've also said that I've not told them things that I've had. So to protect myself from the police who are meant to protect me in general, I had to record everything. So not only can I back up every report on what I've said and where I'm telling them that I'm suicidal and I'm being made to feel that way, and they're ignoring it because I think the police want me to kill myself, they're also like, I can prove everything that's gone on for over 3 years. I've got thousands of clips of the harassment and everything that's gone on, including the damage to my car last week. Which again, you know, at the end of the day, the police said to me on record, the children damaged the car, the parents will be made accountable. So there you go. So I'm going to give that footage to the papers as well, to just show what was allowed to happen, and also where I can prove the police have said that the parents would be made responsible if things happen to my property, or if they say stuff to me in general, which has been said. So I'm not going to put up with this anymore. Either the police deal with it, or it all has to go to the media, and then I will have no choice but to take my life, because the police are not protecting me. The police are watching clips, and the police are actually bullying me, because what they did was pure bullying. No jurisdiction over parking. I wouldn't have had to park there if I wasn't stopped from parking, and if I didn't need to be on camera to feel safe. Now, tonight I've had to set up the camera to permanently be on, because I don't feel safe. Now, I shouldn't have to do that, and I don't like the camera on in general anyway. Like, I only want it on if I need to, like, if it goes off or whatever. Like, I don't want it on but I've had to sort it so it just is on in case, because I feel absolutely terrified being in this house now after this. And like, I need sleep, but I'm too stressed out. My head's going round and round and round. I feel sick. I can't cope. And I have the right to talk about how I'm being made to feel constantly, and it's wrong what they're doing to me.